Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt
And
Roast.
I am Jessica Bun Bun.
Welcome to our new Yellowjackets Season 3 discussion. We are mere days past the premiere at this point, but this time has caused us to think even more about a really big question. Who's going to die this season? Or in particular, what Yellowjacket is going to die this season?
Yeah, I mean, we've lost a yellow jacket every season, so who is it going to be this time? I mean, it was such a shocking death last season losing Natalie. I mean, I knew it was coming. I felt it was coming, but
Yeah.
I was just like, are they really going to take that swing? Juliette Lewis, amazing. We missed you so much,
Yeah.
but it was such a huge swing. She's such an iconic actress, big character. Who are they going to take out next? Because it feels like the wilderness is going to take somebody every season.
Yeah, I think there's this part of me that feels like we're just going to lose a person every single season until we're just going to have, a last person standing, because
Shauna by herself.
that is such a horror trope in a lot of
Yeah,
ways. I mean,
it
they
is.
call it the final girl discussion for a reason, but I mean, the big challenge there is I don't know how many seasons Yellow Jackets is going to go. Like, they've talked about having a plan that's going to last a certain amount of time, but it's like, okay, still, is Showtime may want 7 seasons, 8 seasons. You never really know in a situation like this.
Is it possible we lose 2 yellow jackets this season?
I think it's on the board. I think so much
think
is at
so.
play because we have a lot of dangerous people. We have this concept of the wilderness that is going to convince certain characters, I mean, Lottie especially, but we've seen Ty and others go through stuff, that there are forces that cannot even be controlled, that somebody has to go. So this is the discussion we are going to have here. Before we go any further, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we're going to be here all season long with Yellow Jackets reviews, theories, so much other good stuff. And also, Jess's birthday is this Friday. You want to give her a birthday gift? How can you not? And we are getting close to 70,000, and subscribing to the channel helps us inch ever closer to that goal. We really appreciate that.
I would appreciate that so much. It would be such a nice birthday gift to get ever closer to that 70,000. We've been doing this a really long time.
Yes.
So thank you so much. And if you want to support us further, you can join our Patreon. We have a link for you below in the description. We are covering The Pit, which is airing on Max,
Yeah.
and Prime Target, which is airing on Apple TV Plus over there exclusively. It's the only place you can get those videos. And thank you so much to everyone who has been supporting us.
Thank you guys. We really, really appreciate it.
Okay, who is the yellow jacket that's going to die this season?
Okay.
Here's where I kind of am. I'm in a weird, like, I'm on a fence of my own making here. Okay.
Okay.
So I feel very confident after episodes 1 and 2 of this season that Walter is going to try to kill Shauna. It's been really set up that he thinks that Misty's friends are
Yeah.
treating her like trash, which they kind of are, and he's over it. He thinks that Misty is worth more than this, even if Misty doesn't see that Misty is worth more than this. Walter sees that in Misty. And I feel like because Misty's not listening and she's like, get out, it's them, it's not you, you can go, give me space, that Walter is going to take it upon himself to be like, well, she's not going to listen to me, and I know what's best for her, then I'm going to try to take out Shauna. So I think that Walter is probably not going to make it through this season. I know he's not a yellow jacket, but we're going to get to more of that. But could he end up actually taking out Shauna? Because this show wants to continue to build up and raise the bar. I mean, taking out Natalie last season, such a huge swing. She's a massive character, beloved by everyone, huge actress. This season, they have to do something even bigger. So it needs to be somebody who's really beloved by the community, or it's going to have to be like 2.
I've gone a lot of different directions in this in my head, but let's talk about this Shauna idea you brought up first, because in my mind, I was trying to think a lot about, okay, why would they get rid of Shauna? And I think it does kind of go into what you're saying, that they want a really big surprise later this season. And it feels like she's somebody who they could remove from the board, who at the same time there would be characters still there who would kind of act in her stead, who would want some sort of
Yes.
vengeance or answers. Like clearly, like Callie or dislike Callie. Callie's clearly having a big role this season. Jeff is
Yes.
still around, my beloved Jeff. So there are still people where if something happens to Shauna, that they could try to figure out answers and try to honor her memory in a way that I think could work for the show. I mean, with that being said, I mean, losing Melanie Linsky, who has been one of their most notable actresses in terms of performance, in terms of awards consideration, like it would be an enormous, surprising loss for this show.
I would hate it. I know that I'm the person that's bringing this up
Mhm.
as a could this be
Yeah.
going in that direction? And it's because of episode 1 and 2 with Walter. I
Mhm.
think he's going to try to go after her. I trust that the show is willing to take big swings. After what happened with
Yeah.
Natalie, I was so shocked. I couldn't believe that they actually did it. It felt like they were going there, and when it actually happened, I was like, I can't even believe that we're here. I can't believe the
Yeah.
show did this. And I think because this show is so unafraid that they would take a big risk like this. I don't want it. I would
Yeah.
hate it. I hate that Natalie's gone.
I know.
But the show has already taught me to get my hard hat on because everybody's on the table. Nobody is safe, and that includes Shauna.
Okay. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I have two. And
All
these
right.
are the two that are really striking out to me. So, first things first, I mean, I'll put on like a detective cap here
All
because on
right.
top of my other hat, just because like I tried to go through a process of elimination because I wanted to kind of get the sense of okay, who do I know that they are not going to kill? Like I think that's pretty important. Like I do not think they're going to kill Misty in a million years. I mean, for a couple of reasons. One, I mean, Christina Ricci is an icon. I probably have more of a history watching her than anybody else on the show. Like Casper was one of my favorite movies when I'm a kid, so I'm a little bit biased in that sense. But I think also they want to keep a wild card like Misty around because
Mhm.
it's just you never know exactly where she's going to land. That's very, very effective. And the only person left to tell her story if they get rid of her is Walter. And I just don't think that works as well as having, Callie and Jeff or Shauna.
Yeah.
So I'm ruling out her. I'm ruling out Ty and Van just because like you're just getting them together now in the present at this point.
I would
It
hate that.
it would make the entire internet melt down. I just think that would be really bad, lazy storytelling to take out one of them right now.
Or take out both of them. And I would hate that as well. If we
Yeah.
do lose two people, that it would be both of them. Van, she has 9 lives. She's
Yes.
unkillable. Like, no way are they getting rid of Van. Like, do not
No.
touch them.
I think Van is probably the last person standing because of everything they've shown. And there's this cruel irony to it that, what she's battling medically, but at the same
Right.
time, she still could end up being the last person. So, with ruling out those people, here is kind of where I've landed is that I think you can take out Lottie because I think
Yep.
Lottie is somebody who is going to cause everything to go so out of control with the wilderness, with her thoughts that, there are times that we've seen these characters try to buy into it in really disturbing ways where I'm just pounding my head against the wall, being
Yep.
like, why are you listening to her? But I think eventually somebody may conquer some of those fears, some of those feelings, take her out thinking that that's going to stop this madness once and for all. But also, even if you do take out Lottie, you do still kind of create this possibility where some of the beliefs that she had could still permeate through the show. So I think her memory could be felt even if she's not there. I mean, we kind of already saw this in the first season where what she did in the past was still impacting characters in the present.
Well, here's the thing, too, is we know that they're bringing in Hilary Swank.
Yeah.
I think that she's being brought in to play present day Melissa. That's what I think is happening. So could they bring her in and then kill her off? Sure. But is that going to make as big of an impact as Natalie? No, not in a million years. Even though it's Hilary Swank, we've only really started to get to know this character in these 2 episodes. She's been around for a long time, but
Yeah.
this is really where we're actually getting to know her. So to get to know her all season, then kill her off at the end of the season, that's not really that big of a swing. I don't think anybody's gonna be like, oh my goodness, it's so shocking, right? But if they decide to bring in someone who is at the caliber of Hilary Swank, who is,
Mm.
an icon as well, to then take out another icon like Misty
Mhm.
and replace her with somebody like a Melissa. I mean, that could definitely be something they would look at.
I think
They took out Julia
I
Lewis.
know because of that, anything is on the table. Like to me, my crazy thinking, and once again, Christina Ricci bias here, but my thinking is unless Christina Ricci wants to move on, I want to believe in the depths of my soul that she's going to be okay. But I'm setting myself up for a fall. I already know that.
Walter is the wild card
Yeah.
here. Like, I feel like a little bit of what happened last season, where
Mhm.
everybody had a hand in everything that was going on
Yeah.
with how Natalie ended up dead in all of this, could happen again, where we know what Walter did to Kevin.
Yeah.
Walter is a problem. Walter will go to the darkest depths to do what he thinks is right. He's the hero in his own story. So watching the idea that he could be the person who's going to try to take out Shauna or try to take out the other Yellowjackets to bring Misty in and have Misty then kind of get in the way of something that he's doing and Misty end up getting dead. I could see that happening. And then the show being like, okay, well, we lost Christina Ricci, but we're bringing in Hilary Swank.
See where I think in my head where I think this is all probably going is that we're going to lose Lottie and we're going to lose Hilary Swank, and that's regard.
That's the safest route for the show.
And I think because I do think they need to deliver another couple of jaw droppers at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm also just thinking, okay, I don't think season 3 is the final one. I do think they're going to kill off one of the other, really core Yellow Jackets at some point. But I think they're going to try to stall on it a little bit because I don't think they need Lottie. And, I think the Melissa theory with Hilary Swank is the one that makes the most sense. Like I've talked about, okay, maybe she's a family member, maybe she's somebody else, but if Mari is Pit Girl, okay, she can't really be Mari, but it's just like, I feel like you bring in Hilary Swank, you have a nice, good arc for her. I mean, Hilary Swank's always going to be in demand for some other things that she can go on and end up doing, but she'd be a really good infusion into things this season. I think the real question about the long-term trajectory of that character, like no matter who Hilary Swank is playing, can you really get me that invested in her in the amount of time this season where you kill off some other big character, you keep her, and I'm going to be emotionally okay with it because it's been 2 episodes now. We have not even seen her yet other than maybe a strand of her hair, if that is even her.
Yeah, I mean, bringing her in to just kill her off as a yellow jacket that dies in the present, it's not going to be as impactful as losing a main cast member. And it's kind of the same with Lottie, because right now Lottie has come back after a very short stay at the hospital,
Yeah.
after everything that she did, attempting to try to kill off Shauna and everything that was happening there. She just right now doesn't feel like she has anything to do. So if they end up bringing in a new character they kill off, she might as well be a red shirt at this point. They are going to have Lottie here. Lottie has nothing to do. Kill her off. Okay, cool. We raised the bar. We killed 2 Yellow Jackets, but it's 2 Yellow Jackets that is it enough of an impact? These 2 Yellow Jackets, do they equal what happened last season with Natalie?
No, they don't. Like they this is why if they're really going to try to do the full jaw-dropping effect, like they have to go with your Shauna idea. Just because I think that's the one that, as much as I hate to say it, like that's the one that just makes the most sense because you've got characters who can sort of do something after the fact to get justice for her if there is a way to get
Right.
justice for her. And I think that this show's obviously going to kill people off, but there has to be meaning for it. Like you can't just do it for the sake of doing it. And I'm already struggling with that enough with Natalie because I'm just sitting back and
Yes.
being like, did you guys really have to kill Natalie, especially the way in which it happened?
That's my other worry here with Misty, because they are setting up a lot with her with Walter, and
Yeah.
Walter's unhinged and that he could be going after the other Yellow Jackets, but they're also really setting up, and they have been for years, that the team still kind of gets together, but without her, that she is this outcast from the team. They're having this memorial for her. Oh, did anybody call Misty? No, nobody did, kind of thing. And it's just, oh, we'll call her when we need her, but we just don't really care about her at all. And that her death could actually really shake them up at that point to be like, wow, when somebody dies, you reflect back, wow, we were really crappy to her. We really treated her like trash. This isn't that great. And now we have, multiple deaths on us.
It's gonna be really funny watching me if they kill off Misty because I'm
Oh, I
still
really hope not. I
I'm
can't,
gonna
I don't want to
be
lose anybody.
I know, but I'm gonna be so delulu about it. Like I'm gonna come onto these videos still thinking that she's gonna come back to life, that we're gonna have zombie Misty on the next season of the show. Because it's just like I can't fathom it in my brain, and I know that's bad. I know I'm setting myself up for a fall because it easily could happen in this world.
I still am waiting for Zombie Natalie to come back. Like this season so far is decent, but I'm definitely feeling her absence. And I mean, if they killed off someone like Shauna or Misty, it's going to be the same feeling. Every person that's there in the present is so important to the feeling of this group and
Yeah,
what they are going through. Like, yes, they brought in Lottie later. She didn't come in until last season. And if they're bringing in Melissa, she's not coming in until episode 3
yeah,
or 4, whenever it is. She's coming in 5. We don't even know, right?
yeah,
So is it impactful enough? No, but they'll be killing off a Yellow Jacket. Yes,
yeah,
we lost Travis in season 1, and at that point we hadn't really got to know him at all,
yeah.
right?
The biggest thing here is just that no matter who they take out, I think they're not going to do it for the next several episodes. I think we're going to have a chance, knock on wood, where we're going to get to see the current iteration of this group. And, this is just either a good finale thing or a good
Yeah,
penultimate episode thing where you take somebody out and then you have like a full episode to kind of deal with the aftermath of that.
absolutely.
But this is where we turn it over to you guys. Who are they taking out this season on Yellow Jackets? Give us your theories.
Coach Ben,
Coach,
Coach Ben,
wait,
Coach Ben.
okay, yeah, this is the.
No, he's not in the present. Maybe.
I
Oh,
mean,
who
there
knows?
are. I am okay. I am a
I don't
little
know.
bit of a Coach Ben is still alive truther. Like I'll put it
I
out
think he
there.
might be.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's more than possible. Like he would still be. He'd be young enough to still easily be alive. We don't know what exactly happened
For
to him,
sure.
so that's just something to dangle out there. Maybe there'll be some more evidence on the show soon. But
Yes.
hit that subscribe button to help us get to 70,000. It's a great birthday gift for Jess. And,
Thank
we've
you.
been doing this so long. We really appreciate your support. And we also really appreciate all of you who are supporting us on Patreon. That link is in the description below. We have exclusive videos there on Prime Target as well as The Pit. Thank you guys. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
here next time.